Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So judging by the title, you guys already know what it is. Before we get into this video, I do just want to say a few things. First and foremost, get comfy. So your girl over here has her heated blanket. Yes, y'all. We're gonna be talking about a lot of stuff today. I do just want to say this is a disclaimer. What I'm talking about in this video is just my experience working at the Sephora that I was at. I'm not trying to bash the company. I'm not trying to bash the people that work there. We're gonna get into pros, cons, ethics. We're getting into everything. So make sure you stay tuned, grab you a drink, grab you a snack, and let's just get right into this video. And of course, if you guys are new to my channel, hi, my name is Sephora White. I did not get the name by working at Sephora. I had it long before that. Make sure you guys check out my channel and let's be friends, okay? Hit that subscribe button. Let's get right into it, okay? When I first started out at Sephora, this was years ago, and I got into Sephora by leaving Victoria's Secret. We'll get into that another time. With Sephora, it felt like a breath of fresh air. I felt like the people that worked there were happy. I felt like they appreciated my business. I was in there all the time. Like, I loved that store. Initially, I was like big into the makeup, and then I graduated from makeup to like skincare. So when I went in for a interview, I was like really trying to just get to know everything within the store. And with getting into the store, I had happened to see that they were doing a career fair. And it wasn't just Sephora. With me being in and out of the store all the time, I of course see faces and I'm like, oh, I feel like I know them. First of all, I don't know these people and they don't know me. But I was super excited to get in there. So I ended up applying and I had an interview. When I went in for my interview, I thought it would be just like a one-on-one, and that's fine that it wasn't, but it was a group interview. So it was me and then two other people. Now with any job, right? With any job, you need to come dressed the part. Growing up, I was taught that it doesn't matter if you are going to apply at McDonald's or you're going for a big company. You treat it all the same. You come dressed the part. So I did, and then the other girl that I was interviewing with, she did too, but then there was one other person. It's kind of like, what you doing here? Like, y'all, when I tell you, she looked like she just rolled out of bed. She looked a mess, and she was actually the one that was the most cockiest. And I'm not cocky at all. I'm not cocky, but I will say this: when it comes to interviews and when it comes to something that I want and I know I need to get it, I go from being very lax and laid back to like I'm a tiger. Like I'm coming for it. It's mine. I'm already claiming it. So that's how I was. So for me, when I saw how that girl was coming off, like she pretty much was saying,
I worked on movie sets and videos, and I specialize in sci-fi makeup. I don't need this job. Like, I would be doing you guys a favor.
sis, let me help you. The exit is over there, okay? Because you're clearly not all the way there, because you don't say stuff like that, okay? Okay. Okay. The person that was interviewing us, she did say, although we're doing a group interview, you're not necessarily applying for the same jobs. But for me, I don't care. I'm going after what I want and I'm getting this job. So your girl did get the job. Yes! When I first got there, I was on the register. I hit the ground running. I wanted to do everything. So within Sephora, they have worlds. You have color, which is all things makeup. You have skin, which is all skincare. You have ops, and then you have fragrance, and of course you have cash wrap. I was at cash wrap. I'm checking people out, you know, offering great service. Yes, girl. And with me and my background, I am big in like customer service, right? So that's what I do. That's what I get into. I was super excited to just be there. One thing I noticed when I first got hired was that it seemed very cliquey. Yes, it seemed like there were certain like people that just stuck together, and I'm new, so I'm not expecting for people to be like, oh, like what's up? Like, I'm here for money. I'm here to do a job. I'm gonna do that. But I kind of thought that people would be a little bit more warmer, especially, you know, coming in. I pretty much wanted to apply for this job because the tone and the vibe seemed so much different, and it really wasn't. So yeah, I was fooled. Nonetheless, you know, cool. Everything was still cool. When I was working at Sephora in the beginning, I still had a full-time job. I was not ready to leave my full-time job, no. But with me being the person that I am, they quickly wanted to recruit me to be full-time. I kind of was like a little nervous, but I didn't want to say no. I don't want to be full-time because I kind of felt like that would mess me up. Like, this ain't really what I wanted. I was just looking for a part-time job. I don't want to devote my whole life to you. And understand, if you are working there full-time, know that your life is Sephora. You are essentially saying, I'm okay with working every single weekend. I'm okay with working 12 to 9. I'm okay with working 11 to 7 or 8. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being on my feet all day. Y'all, I was not okay with that. But I took that position and I went from just a cashier to cash rep coordinator. So with that, I dealt with all things money. I'm like getting stressed out just thinking about this. Like, you guys don't even know. If the cashier messes up, I'm around to make sure that things are good. If you need to speak with the manager, I'm there. You're talking to me. That is my domain. I'm running that, the ins and outs. If they suspect somebody is stealing money, I am doing audits on your register. I'm clocking you. I'm watching you to essentially report back to them. Y'all don't pay me enough for this. I had only been there for a few months. And this was after like being there and working full time now. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I hated working there. I honestly felt miserable working there full time. I don't wanna be here. Why did I do this to myself? Let's get into things that I noticed while working there. One of the first things with like onboarding and, you know, training, I found it a little funny that during like the training process, you have to watch like videos, and there are certain things, you know, like long nails. Just think of Cardi B. You know her nails, they're like, this is unacceptable. You need to have clean cut, just nice nails. They pretty much were saying that it wasn't appropriate to have very long, kind of like bedazzled, jeweled out, different color nails. And I'm just like, okay. Like I didn't really know what that had to do with anything, but like my manager was like,
that doesn't look pretty, does it? Look at those nails versus those nails. Which ones look better? Like the ones that are long, they'll probably look dirty and they're just not nice, right? Right, yeah, right.
Shut up. Because next week I'm getting my nails done just like that. So I need you to stop. When I worked there, my nails they stayed long, they stayed crude, okay? So I'm just like, sis, have a seat. Nobody got time. With working there, you saw different things. So one thing that I noticed while working there was racial profiling. Yeah, I said it. Whenever someone comes in, you are supposed to greet them. When it came to Black people coming in, it's like,
did you greet them? Where are they going? I need someone over there now.
Can you stop? Can you stop? Okay, because not all Black people steal, okay? Because I'm gonna tell you this, one thing that I saw when I worked there, I'm gonna tell you what Black people did do. Credit card scams. Versus the little old white lady that's actually putting the Chanel in her purse. Both are bad. They definitely would look at Black people and just be like, hey, I need someone over there right now. I'm just telling you what I saw during the time that I worked there and like how they would single out certain people because of their color and be on them. So I didn't like that. I didn't appreciate that. And literally one of my friends came in there and she was looking at a very expensive moisturizer and they were like, you need to watch her. I'm not watching her because I know her. But you don't need to know that I know her. But what I need you to do is not do that. You will find yourself with a big ass lawsuit doing that. You do that to the right person, raising my blood pressure right now. Something else, right? When I was coming in at Sephora, they were big on ethics and the culture, work-life balance. Like these are the terms that they would use. They did not live up to any of that. Work-life balance, they were big on like, oh yeah, like you need your days off. When you work retail, there is no such thing as work-life balance. Understand that. And now that we are in like the holiday season, 'tis the season, it should be a joyous time. It should be happy. You think of like family. If you work retail, you know it's the complete opposite. You know that you are overworked, your feet hurt, and you are tired. You know that your uniform, this thing right here, that thing is ugly. It's ugly because it has makeup stains all over it because you don't have time to wash your clothes. I was there for 2 holiday seasons, right? They started out doing blackout dates, I wanna say like November the 15th. Then the following year, it was October the 30th. Now with blackout dates, that means you are getting denied. Your mom's on hospice, you're denied. You on hospice, you're denied. You better die and then find a way to come into work. They were not lenient. They did not care. This is a business. It was truly exhausting working there. Now let's get into the money side. Yes. So when it came to the money, initially, you know, I feel like I got brought in under false pretenses. Like they told me,
girl, you're gonna be making X amount of dollars and these hours, so like we're gonna start you off at 32 guaranteed.
Lies! For one, when it came to my pay, I started off at, let's just say one amount. I'm not gonna say the amount, but matter of fact, let's get into it. If I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be all the way honest, okay? That way you can see, is this really what I wanna do? Is this what I wanna do? So when I came in as a regular cashier, initially, I was brought in at $10.50. Pretty sure it was $10.50. I then worked my way up to $11, right? So then from there, when I went full-time, I was getting paid $12. They still had me getting paid, actually, I want to say it was $10. I was getting paid $10. They still were paying me $10 when they were supposed to be paying me $12. I had to bring this to their attention because they had me, oh girl, work on your language. They had me messed up. Okay, so I had to bring it to their attention because they weren't going to correct it. And I'm just like, hey, my check is not right. Like this amount isn't right. You told me I was going to be making X amount of dollars and that's not right. Not only that, like I was saying before, full-time. If you're full-time, that's 32 hours. With most jobs, if you're full-time, you're working 40 hours, right? So the job that I do now, I work 40 hours. That is the minimum. If I do overtime, of course, I'm getting compensated for that. When it came to Sephora, it was like, for me to get 32 hours, I would have to use my PTO. When I got hired, you told me that I was guaranteed 32 hours and I will be making more. They're like, oh, we guarantee you're gonna be 32. Like if anything, we'll throw you more hours to get like overtime, but you're definitely gonna be making 32 hours. The only time I ever really seen 32, 33 hours was during a holiday. Riddle me that, sis. How? How? And then when you would try to bring it up to them, it's like,
I hear you out. But yeah, I mean, it's really nothing. You can use your PTO. Yeah, we can do that for you. You can use your PTO. I'll apply right now if you like.
why am I using my PTO? Why am I using my PTO? Pay was not good. So understand if you're, and people got paid different. By the time I left, I was making 14, but I had to ask to be brought up to 14, and we'll get into that later, but because we still got more things we got to talk about. And then also when it came to hours in the summertime, y'all, I'm just want to say this, right? So hours are based off of what is getting brought in. If people are not shopping, if people are on vacation, you are not making money. So they will be cutting hours left and right. During the summertime, it's like, damn, I wanna like have money in my pocket, but I also don't want to be here because I hate this job. Y'all, my paychecks used to be under $200, and I want to paint this picture for you right now. My car insurance at that time was $220. Okay? That's just my car insurance. How am I supposed to support myself? There's no way possible that I can live off of this income. I started doing Lyft, and I made more money doing Lyft. I actually was about to just up and leave Sephora because I was making more money doing Lyft, and I'm like, this is almost like a waste of my time to come here. It wasn't worth it. Me coming in versus me making my exit, I was definitely two different people. Initially, I was super giving, just wanting to help and accommodate. A lot of times people do take kindness for weakness, and I definitely felt like they took advantage of me. By the time I was leaving, your girl was wrapped out, okay? So if you need me to stay, it's a no. It's a no. You need me to come in early, it's a no. Okay, I literally had managers coming to me and they're pulling me to the side. They're like, hey, can I have a word with you? I'm like, sure. What's up? They're like, what's going on? You know, how you feeling? I'm good. How can I help you? And they're like, we're feeling like you're about to, you know, leave. Yeah, I am. One of my managers was just like, well, what do you do if you leave? I say, I don't know. I will figure it out. But I'm like, I'm ready to step down. During this time when I worked at Sephora, this is when I wanted to get into YouTube. So I was willing to step down and take a pay cut for my happiness. Like I was ready to just like risk it all essentially. Like I didn't care. I knew that my mental health was more important than being there, because when I tell you, I was dealing with nothing but miserable people, and it was the higher ups. Like that's what I'm saying. It was the higher ups. They set the tone for our team and they sucked. and they had such terrible attitudes. Like, man, I don't miss it. I don't miss it at all. It got to the point where it's just like, I did not care. I did not see any pros to working there because the environment was so toxic. And the only thing that kept me going was the people that I worked with. We just uplifted one another. I remember having a conversation. I started crying because I felt like, yo, I gotta get the hell out of here, because my anxiety was so bad during that time, because I felt like I'm about to just bounce. But you cannot just leave a job when you don't have another one lined up. And I felt like this is all I really know, or at least in my mind, I felt like this is all I really know. I do just want to say this. When it was time for me to pretty much leave, I was, like I said, I was super transparent with my managers and my store manager. And you know, she really wasn't happy about it. So I told her, like, look, I can't stay here with, you know, the amount of money I'm bringing home. I have to take care of myself financially, and I cannot live with what I'm bringing home right now. So she was like, let me talk. She was like, I can't guarantee it, but I'll see what we can do. They got me up to 14 and things weren't getting better. I just felt like I was done with the company. I didn't like how they were just stretching us, like pulling us thin. And like, I feel like Sephora is big for their client service. Yes, it looks good from the outside, you know, looking in. There's so much that we have to do on our end. You have so many needy and entitled people. It was so frustrating when, like I said, at the register, I'm the person that, if you need a manager, I'm right there. I'm who you need to speak with. Oh, you don't want to speak to me, you want to speak to my store manager. Cool. Like, you want to accommodate people, but then you'll turn around and make me look bad when you told me to do, you know, my job. When you told me don't allow people to do X, Y, and Z, but then you're going to accommodate them. You got me looking like the asshole now. If you tell me something, I'm going to listen to what you say, and I'm not going to bend or break the rules for anybody, because I'm not going to risk my job. I ended up going and I applied for the line of work that I'm in now. I was waiting to hear back from them, and I didn't hear back. And I'm like, well, you know what? It was good to get out there and apply. And then they had called the job, and I was standing up there at the register when I got the call, and they're like, hey, you know, can we speak to your manager? My manager happened to be there, and she picked up the phone, and she just looked like a deer caught in the headlights. Like, she was not ready to have someone call asking about me, because you already know I'm about to leave. So she didn't say anything that day, but the next day she pulled me in the office. She was like, is there something that you want to tell me? I'm like, no. And she was like, do you want to tell me something? No. So I flat out told her, I was like, I don't have time to do this. So if you have something that you want to ask me, please ask, because I'm not playing this. And I said it just like that. When I got the word from the job that I was transitioning to, like, there's no 2-week notice. There's no 2-week notice. Going to hell. I gave them 15-minute notice. Don't do what I did. I had never done that before, but I said, oh no, I've wasted enough time with you guys. I'm not going to do this. And you want to know the crazy thing? When my manager had pulled me aside that day and she was asking me, like, do you want to tell me something? She pretty much told me, I held up my end of the bargain. You need to hold up yours. She said that first. And then pretty much she wrapped up our conversation by saying this: you're not going to succeed in that line of work, because I came from that line of work, and they're only going to hire you now because it's busy season. They're picking up, they need somebody. That really, it hurt me kind of, because it's like, wow, you really are putting your negative experience and your negative energy on me. And for one, I'm not claiming it, but that's not going to happen with me. And I'm still in the same industry that she was in, and I love it. I got out of Sephora for the job stability, and I needed happiness. When I tell you, the company that I'm with now, this is the happiest I have been in a long time. And with job stability, I'm sorry to keep going back to that, legit, those years ago that I worked there, in my mind, I feel like God planted this seed. He was like, you need to get out of retail. You need to be at a job that is more stable. Thank God for getting me out of that situation and getting me out of that field, because fast forward to today in 2020, in the world that we're living in, a makeup artist is not essential. Mascara is not essential. This palette is not essential. I worked, thank God. Like, when I tell you God is so good, Lord, you just bless me just all around. But I worked this entire year. God has blessed me to be in a field that my job was not compromised. I did not worry about anything. God is good. I got up out of there, and when I left, my manager was salty and she was mad, and she carried a grudge for years. I want to say it was either it was last year, like the end of last year, she finally like spoke to me, and I was shocked. Like, I didn't really shop at that store just because I moved from that area, but whenever I was there, she would never speak to me. She would avoid me. And I mean, I get it. She took things really personally, and it's like, at the end of the day, this is a business. And she would always be quick to say that it's a business, it's a business, it's a business. It is a business, and I have to do what's best for me. I'm sure you can understand that. And she didn't, but that's none of my business. I don't really care. That's a personal problem. Let's get into pros and cons. As far as cons, we're gonna start with the bad first, and we're gonna go to the good. As far as cons, you're looking at crazy hours. It is retail, y'all. It's retail. You got blackout dates. So blackout dates, you can't request off. You have to be there. When it came to lockers, say you left your locker unlocked because you had a lock that you had to put on there. Say you left it unlocked, they would like flip the lock around, and then you would have to like try to just maneuver it. It was just real petty stuff. They would go and do inventory of your locker. So say if you came in and you had an item that wasn't scribed, and scribing is pretty much like, they have to look at your purchase history and see that you purchased that item. And like, for me, that was super frustrating because I purchased a lot. So it got to the point where my purchase started to be deleted, and you know, that pretty much they would question you if something wasn't in your purchase history. If they scribed it, they would put a little P on it. It was a little annoying for them to like constantly go and do like inventory of your locker, and like then they would take your stuff if it wasn't scribed. Being on your feet all day, like it would get tough, yo. When I tell you, I would be exhausted by the time I was done. Sometimes I was done before I even walked in there. Like, it was mentally draining. I don't miss it. But let's get to the pros. Yes, y'all. So pros, you have your discount. Your discount wasn't bad. And then you also had gratis. So with gratis, you get free products, and it's like new stuff. Now, sometimes depending on who you were, because I'm not gonna lie, they had favorites. Your box of gratis may be like a little skimpy, where somebody else may have like a bunch of stuff. They may have new foundation, a new palette, new fragrance, skincare tools. Like, they may have a lot of stuff, whereas you may not have a lot because you may not work a lot, and they might not like you like that. So it was kind of corny, but that's really what it was. So while working at Sephora, I think that this is most definitely the best thing of all. It was the friends that I have made. I can say that, and I'm so serious. Like, I don't know if you think I'm playing, but I made some amazing, some super talented, just boss women friends. Like, I have made lifelong friends. That was the best part of working for Sephora. The friends that I made while working there, I am still friends with today. And when I tell you, these women are amazing and super talented. And honestly, once they left Sephora, they thrived. Like, I hate to say it, but if you are talented and if you think that you're gonna come in and you are gonna go far with your artistry, I hate to tell you this, but it's not gonna happen. You would be better off, and this is my opinion, you would be better off starting a YouTube or making a Instagram and highlighting your talent that way. Because at the end of the day, if you're talented, they're gonna have you do CM after CM after CM after CM. You are going to be exhausted. And not only that, they're gonna be in your ear, because you know what? Sometimes people come in there with unrealistic expectations of makeup that they want done. And this is what they wanted to send me into. No, it's a no. Overall, I think that if you are starting out in retail and, you know, maybe you're fascinated with makeup and, you know, you want to get a little discount, I would definitely encourage you to apply for Sephora. I think that Sephora is a good company, and you definitely, it's a stepping stone. You can get introduced to different brands. When I tell you, some of my close friends that I worked with at Sephora, they left the company, but then they got recruited with brands, and you make so much more money if you are dealing with brands. You can do that. So it is a good company overall. I'm not trying to hate on Sephora. I still love Sephora. There are certain things I will go just directly to Sephora for. I won't skip on it because the quality is really good. But yeah, man, that was my experience working at Sephora. It was a crazy time. I am so happy to no longer be in retail. God is so good. Woo! Let me know know if you want to see more videos like this. Like I said before, I am going to be doing a Victoria's Secret one because that store, they off the hook over there. Like, they are off the hook. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you comment, you like, subscribe, share. I will see you in my next video. Bye.